Mom skipped my wedding for a carnival with her stepdaughter, then lied about it. I left a note on her empty chair, mailed her the letter she wrote when I was 12, and days later, everyone in our town saw the truth she spent years trying to hide. I'm Penelope, 29, a barista who spends her days steaming milk and sketching hearts in latte foam. It's a small life in our Ohio town, strip malls, Friday night football, the kind of place where everyone knows your business. But I was happy, really happy, because I was marrying Ethan. He's got this goofy smile that makes my chest warm, like I'm sipping hot cocoa on a snowy day. We'd been together 3 years, scraping by, dreaming of a simple wedding, white dress, backyard reception, string lights. Perfect, right? What wasn't perfect? My mom, Caroline. God, where do I start? She's a receptionist at a dental office, always in those pastel scrubs, hair pulled tight like her life depends on it. When I was 12, she left Dad and me for a guy named Rick, who came with 2 daughters, Stella and Leah. Just like that, Mom had a new family. I stayed with Dad, gruff, quiet, loved me in his own way. But Mom, she faded out. A phone call here, a birthday card there. "Be strong, Penelope," she'd say, like I was a soldier, not her kid. I grew up feeling like a guest in her life, always knocking, never let in. Still, I invited her to the wedding. Call it dumb hope. I spent weeks picking the invite cream paper, gold script, fancy without being too much. I mailed it to her split level across town, imagining her opening it, maybe smiling. "My daughter's getting married," I pictured her saying to Rick. I even called her a month out. "Mom, you coming?" I asked, voice small, like I was 12 again. She paused. "Of course, honey. Wouldn't miss it." My heart did a little flip. Wedding planning kept me sane. Ethan and I were a team. He'd tease me about my obsession with tablecloths. "Babe, nobody cares if it's ivory or eggshell." And I'd laugh, swatting him with a napkin sample. We booked a community center, nothing fancy, but it had big windows and a patio for dancing. I'd lie awake at night, picturing Mom there, maybe tearing up as I walked down the aisle. Was that too much to ask? A mom who shows up. The week before, I was a mess. Spilled coffee on my apron twice, forgot a customer's order. Ethan noticed. "You okay, Pen?" he asked, rubbing my shoulders. I shrugged. Just nerves. But it wasn't just that. Mom hadn't RSVP'd. I texted her. "Hey, you still coming? Need a head count." Crickets. I checked my phone every hour, like a kid waiting for Santa. Nothing. I told myself she was busy. She'd call. She had to. The night before the wedding, I was at Ethan's mom's house, folding programs with his sister, Claire. She's a sweetheart, always braiding my hair like we teens. "Your mom excited?" Claire asked casual. I froze, glue stick in hand. "Yeah, I think so," I mumbled. But my stomach twisted. Why hadn't she texted back? I stepped outside, dialed her number. Voicemail. "Mom, it's me. Tomorrow's the big day." My voice cracked. I hung up, feeling so stupid. Why was I still chasing her? Wedding day came, all sunshine and chaos. I was in a tiny room at the venue, zipping my dress, a second-hand find, lace sleeves, fit like a dream. Claire was snapping pics, Ethan's mom fussing over my veil. I kept glancing at the door, like Mom might burst in, apologizing, arms open. Dumb, right? By noon, I had to face it. She wasn't here. I grabbed my phone, hands shaky, and there it was. A text from Mom, sent an hour ago. "Stella's sick, and family comes first. Have a great day." Family comes first? I read it again, then again. Stella's sick. Not my Stella, her stepdaughter, her real daughter, apparently. I sat there, dress pooling around me, feeling like someone had punched my chest. What am I then? Chopped liver? I wanted to scream, cry, throw my phone. But I didn't. I just stared at those words, letting them sink in. She chose them. Again. Ethan knocked, voice soft. "Pen, you ready?" I wiped my eyes, smearing mascara. "Yeah, give me a sec. I couldn't ruin this day. Not for him, not for me." But I wasn't letting Mom off easy. I grabbed a folding chair from the stack, dragged it to the ceremony space, and set it in the front row. The ceremony was a blur. Ethan's vows made me tear up. "You're my home, Pen." And I meant every word I said back. But that chair, it stared at me the whole time, like a ghost. Guests whispered, probably wondering why it was empty. I didn't care. Let them talk. This was my day, and Mom wasn't part of it. Not anymore. By the reception, I was smiling, dancing, tossing my bouquet, but inside, I was raw. That text kept looping in my head. Family comes first. I slipped away to the patio, phone in hand, scrolling her Facebook. There she was, posting about her girls last week. Stella and Leah, all smiles at some lake. Not one word about me, not one. I leaned against the railing, wind cool on my face, and thought, how long has she been erasing me? That's when I knew. This wasn't just about a wedding. It was about every time she picked them over me. Every missed recital, every cold be strong. I wasn't just hurt. I was done hoping. Done waiting. And maybe, just maybe, I was ready to make her see what she'd lost. The reception was in full swing. Clinking glasses, bad dance moves, my bouquet somewhere in the grass. I should have been laughing, twirling with Ethan, but that empty chair kept pulling me back. It sat there, front row, mocking me. I'd set it up to sting her, but now it was stinging me. Why'd I even bother? I slipped out to the patio again, needing air. The string lights swayed, and I could hear Sweet Caroline blasting inside. Ironic, right? My hands were still shaking from pinning that letter to the chair before the ceremony. Her words, scrawled when I was 12. I only need you to be strong, not loved. I'd kept it all these years, tucked in a shoebox, like some twisted trophy. Why'd I bring it out now? To hurt her? To hurt myself? I leaned against the railing, staring at my phone. Her text from earlier was still open. Can't make it, honey. Stella's sick and family comes first. Family. That word burned. I opened Facebook, thumb hovering. Don't do it, I told myself. But I did. Her profile loaded, and there it was. A post from 2 days ago. A beach photo, all golden sand and waves. Her, Rick, Stella, Leah, grinning like a toothpaste ad. Proud of my girls, she wrote. Best weekend ever. My girls. Not me. Never me. I scrolled, heart pounding. Another post, last week. Leah with a science fair ribbon. Stella in a cheer outfit. Caption. My heart is full. Full? What about me? I'm getting married, and she's at the beach. I flashed back to 12, sitting on my bed, her letter in my lap. She'd missed my school play, some dorky Wizard of Oz thing, because Stella had a dance recital. You're strong, Penelope, she'd said, handing me that note like it was a gift. You don't need me there. But I hadn't. She meant it, and now, here she was, proving it again. Beach trips, science fairs, cheer practice, everything but my wedding. My phone buzzed. Ethan texting from inside. Where you at, babe? Cake time. I wiped my face. Mascara everywhere. Great. And typed back. Be there soon. I couldn't let him see me like this. He'd worry, and I wasn't ready to explain. How do you say, my mom's been erasing me my whole life? I scrolled more, desperate for, what? I kept looking for my name, my face. Nothing. Like I'd never existed. Was I crazy? Had I imagined being her daughter? Another memory hit. 16, my birthday. I'd begged her to come to Dad's for cake. She showed up late, distracted, talking about Leah's piano lessons. You're doing fine, she said when I hugged her like I was a coworker, not her kid. I'd smiled, pretending it didn't hurt. But it did. Every time. And now this, missing my wedding for Stella's sniffles? I checked her story, half expecting a hospital bed, some proof it was serious. Nope. A video from yesterday. Stella, pink-cheeked, laughing at a carnival, cotton candy in hand. Sick my ass. She lied. Straight up lied. I gripped my phone so hard I thought it'd crack. And Ethan's voice snapped me back. He was at the patio door, tie loose, looking worried. You okay? I shoved my phone in my pocket, forcing a smile. Yeah, just needed a breather. He didn't buy it. You sure? You look off. I wanted to spill everything, her text, her posts, that stupid letter, but the words stuck. It's nothing, I said. Let's cut the cake. He took my hand, warm and steady. and I let him lead me inside. The crowd cheered as we sliced into vanilla frosting, but I barely tasted it. All I could see was that chair, the letter flapping in the breeze. I'd meant it as a jab, a way to say, "You're not here." And I noticed. But it wasn't enough. Not anymore. Back at our table, Claire plopped down, tipsy, giggling. "Your mom didn't show, huh?" she said, too loud. I froze, fork halfway to my mouth. "Guess not," I mumbled. She winced. "Sorry, that was dumb. I just thought she'd be here." "Yeah, me too." I glanced at the chair again and something clicked. This wasn't just about today. It was every day she chose them over me. Every day. I wasn't just mad. I was done pretending it was okay. Done acting like I didn't see her for who she was. I grabbed my phone again, alone in the bathroom now, the music muffled. One last look at her page. A new post, hours old. "Family means everything." Attached was a photo of her and Rick at the carnival. Stella and Leah in the background, time-stamped this morning. My wedding day. I laughed, bitter, the sound echoing off the tiles. Family means everything? I locked my phone, staring at my reflection. Smeared makeup, puffy eyes, but something else too, a spark. I wasn't just hurt. I was angry, really angry, and for the first time I didn't want to swallow it. I wanted her to know what she'd done, to feel it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. That letter on the chair, it wasn't the end, it was the start. I couldn't shake it. That carnival photo, her smug "family means everything" caption, it was like a splinter in my brain. I made it through the reception, fake smiling for photos, but inside, I was boiling. How could she lie like that? Skip my wedding for a cotton candy scam? I barely slept that night, replaying every post, every memory of her choosing them over me. By morning, I knew I had to face, not call, not text, face her. I needed to see her eyes when I asked why I wasn't enough. Was that crazy? Maybe. But I was done swallowing her excuses. A week later, I was in my car, driving to her house. My hands gripped the wheel so tight my knuckles ached. The honeymoon was supposed to start soon. Ethan and I had a cheap cabin booked upstate. But I couldn't leave this hanging. I pulled into her driveway, heart hammering. Her place looked the same, tidy lawn, wind chimes, a welcome mat that felt like a lie. I sat there for a minute, breathing hard. What was I even going to say? "Hey, why'd you ditch my wedding? Why'd you ditch me?" I almost turned around, but then I thought of that letter, her words pinned to that empty chair. Strong, not loved. Screw it. I was doing this. I knocked. She opened the door, still in her work scrubs, phone in hand like always. "Oh," she said, eyebrows up. "Didn't know you were coming." No hug, no smile. Just that flat voice, like I was a delivery guy. I stepped inside, the air thick with some floral candle. "We need to talk," I said, my voice shakier than I wanted. She sighed, setting her phone down. "About what? The wedding?" I laughed, sharp and bitter. Stella looked fine at the carnival. "Saw your post. Real family outing, huh?" Her face didn't change, not a flinch, not a blink. "You're checking my Facebook now?" she said, crossing her arms. "That's a bit much, don't you think?" A bit much? I wanted to scream. "You lied," I snapped. "You said she was sick. You missed my wedding." My wedding. For a lie. She rolled her eyes, actually rolled them, like I was whining about a missed lunch. "It wasn't like that," she said. "Things came up. You're fine, aren't you? You don't need me there." Different. Fine? That word again, like a slap. I flashed back to being 15, crying because she forgot my science fair. "You're fine," she'd said then, rushing off to Leah's soccer game. "Always fine, never wanted." I took a step closer, voice low. "I needed my mom. I needed you to show up, just once. Why couldn't you?" She looked away, lips tight, like I was embarrassing her. "Stella and Leah, they're younger. They need me more. You've always been independent." Independent. Another knife. I could feel my chest burning, tears prickling, but I wasn't crying. Not yet. "I was 12 when you left," I said. "I wasn't independent. I was a kid. Your kid. I pulled out my phone, hands trembling, and showed her the letter's photo. I'd snapped it at the reception, pinned to that chair. You wrote this. Strong, not loved. She glanced at the screen, then away, like it was nothing. That was years ago, she muttered. You're still hung up on that. Hung up, I wanted to shake her. You don't get it, I said, voice breaking. You've been erasing me. Your posts, your girls, your family. It's never me. Why? For a second, I thought she'd crack, say something real. But she just shrugged. They're my life now, she said, calm as anything. Leah's applying to colleges. Stella's got her cheer squad. They're my priority. You've married now. What do I need her for? I stood there, mouth open, like she'd punched me. All those years waiting for calls, saving her cards, hoping she'd care, crashed down. I wasn't her daughter. I was an obligation, checked off and forgotten. I laughed again, not because it was funny, but because it hurt too much to cry. She called after me, "Don't be like that." But I didn't stop. I slammed the door so hard the wind chimes rattled. In the car, I lost it. Tears, snot, the whole mess. I pounded the steering wheel, yelling, why, until my throat burned. But under the hurt, something else was growing, something hard and clear. I wasn't begging anymore. No more texts, no more invites, no more hoping she'd change. She'd shown me who she was, plain as day, and I believed her. I wiped my face, started the engine, and drove off, her house shrinking in the rearview. For the first time, I didn't feel like her kid. I felt like me. I got home, Ethan waiting on the couch. He took one look at my puffy eyes and pulled me close. "You saw her?" he asked, soft. I nodded, face buried in his shirt. "It's over," I whispered. "I'm done." He didn't push, just held me, and I let myself breathe. That letter, her words, they weren't my truth anymore. She wanted me strong, fine, I was, but not for her, for me. And whatever came next, I'd face it without her shadow dragging me down. I drove home from her house feeling like I'd been hollowed out. Her words, "You're fine, you don't need me," kept looping in my head, sharp as glass. I'd spent my whole life chasing her. And for what? A shrug? A door slammed in my face? I was done crying, though, done begging. Something new was burning in me. Not rage, not anymore, but something colder, clearer. Not by yelling or fighting. That wasn't me. I needed something final. Something that said, "You lost me, and you don't get to pretend otherwise." Was that revenge? Maybe. I didn't care what you called it. I just knew it was time. Back at our apartment, I was quiet. Ethan noticed, his eyes soft, searching. "You okay?" he asked, handing me a mug of tea. I nodded, curling up on the couch. "Just thinking," I said. He didn't push, but he stayed close, flipping through TV channels while I stared at nothing. My mind was racing. That letter, the one I'd pinned to her chair at the wedding, proof of every time she'd pushed me away, proof I'd carried her rejection like a weight. I couldn't keep it anymore. None of it. The next morning I dug through my closet, pulling out an old shoebox. Dust coated the lid and my hands shook as I opened it. Inside were scraps of her things I'd saved, like a kid collecting seashells, hoping they'd mean something someday. A locket she gave me for my 10th birthday, cheap metal, the clasp already loose. She'd bought Stella a silver one the same year, hadn't she? A stack of cards. Love, Mom. No warmth, just duty. And there, folded tight, was the letter. I unfolded it, her handwriting jagged, like she'd written it in a hurry. "I only need you to be strong, not loved." My throat tightened, but I didn't cry. I was past that. I sat on the floor, surrounded by those relics, and realized something. These weren't treasures, they were anchors, tying me to her indifference. Why was I holding on? To prove I was her daughter? She'd made it clear I wasn't, not in the way that mattered. I grabbed a cardboard box from the kitchen, one we'd used for moving, and started packing. The locket, the cards, a tacky keychain from some trip. Every piece felt lighter as I let it go. This wasn't about keeping her close. It was about setting myself free. I saved the letter for last. I held it, staring at her words, and felt a calm settle over me. This was hers, not mine. She needed to see it, to own it. I grabbed a pen and a sheet of paper, my hand steady now. I wrote, slow and deliberate, "You wanted me strong. I am. You wanted me to not need love. I don't know." Return address. She didn't get to argue back. I drove to the post office that afternoon, the box on the passenger seat like a silent passenger. Was I really doing this? Sending her junk back? Cutting her off for good? I parked, sat there, second-guessing. What if she didn't care? What if she laughed, tossed it in the trash? But then I remembered her face at her house. Blank. Bored. Like I was nothing. That was enough. I walked inside, paid for shipping, and watched the clerk slide the box away. "Have a nice day," he said. I almost laughed. Nice? No. Necessary? Yes. Back home, I wasn't done. I grabbed my phone, opened every app where she lived, Facebook, her number, even an old email thread. Block, block, block. Each tap felt like snipping a thread, one by one, until I was untangled. Ethan walked in, caught me mid-swipe. "What's going on?" he asked, leaning against the counter. I looked up, half smiling. "Cleaning house," I said. He raised an eyebrow. I nodded. "She doesn't get to hurt me anymore." He crossed the room, pulled me into a hug, and I let myself sink into it. "Proud of you," he whispered. I didn't say anything, but I felt it. Pride, small but real. That night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. I pictured her opening the box, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a few days. She'd see the locket, the cards, her letter staring back. Would she flinch, cry, or just shrug, like always? I didn't know, and for the first time, I didn't care. This wasn't about her reaction. It was about me saying, "You're not my mom anymore." I'd spent years waiting for her to choose me. Now I was choosing myself. Was it cold? Maybe. But it was honest, and it was mine. I rolled over, Ethan's breathing steady beside me, the weight I'd carried, her absence, her lies. It was lighter now. Not gone, but manageable. I'd mailed her back her baggage, locked her out of my life. No big showdown, no viral post calling her out. Just a box, a note, and a door closed forever. That was enough. More than enough. I closed my eyes, a small smile tugging at my lips. I was free. Really free. And whatever came next, I'd face it on my terms. It's been 6 months since I mailed that box. 6 months since I blocked her, cut every string tying me to her world. I thought I'd feel empty after, like I'd carved out a piece of myself. But I don't. I feel light, like I've been carrying a backpack full of rocks my whole life, and now it's gone. Is that weird? To feel so okay after letting go of your own mom? I don't know. I'm just living it. Spring's here, all blooming trees and warm air. I'm back at work, steaming milk, joking with customers. The coffee shop's my little bubble grind, pour, repeat. It's simple, and I like simple. Yesterday, a regular asked why I'm always smiling now. "You got a secret, girl," she teased, grabbing her latte. I laughed. Maybe I just like coffee. But it's more than that. It's knowing I don't have to check my phone, wondering if she'll call. No more bracing for disappointment. I didn't realize how heavy that was until it was gone. Ethan's been my rock. We're settled now, back from our honeymoon, a quiet week in that cabin, just us, a lake, and too many mosquito bites. His mom's become mine, in a way, always calling to check in, sending me recipes I'll probably botch. Last Sunday, she had us over for dinner, all mashed potatoes and loud stories. I sat there, watching her pass me gravy, and thought, this is family, not blood. Who choose you? Wasn't that what I'd wanted all along? I don't think about her much, but when I do, it's different now. Not anger, not hurt, just distance. Like she's a movie I watched once, fading with time. A coworker mentioned her a while back, casual, like it was nothing. "Saw your mom at the grocery store," she said, wiping down the counter. "Looked kinda off." I nodded, kept frothing milk. "Yeah?" I said, because what else was there? Apparently, she'd tried calling me a month after the box. Got nothing but silence. My blocks held tight. No texts, no emails, no sneaky friend requests. I picture her opening that package, pulling out the locket, the cards, her letter. Did she read my note? You wanted me strong. I am. We're done. Did it hit her, or did she just toss it, same as always? I'll never know, and I'm okay with that. It's funny, her words used to define me. Strong, not loved. I'd carry them like a brand, trying to prove I was enough. But sitting here now, sunlight slanting through the shop window, I see it clear. She was wrong. I'm strong, yeah, but I'm loved too. By Ethan, who leaves sticky notes on my coffee mug. By his sister, who texts me dumb memes at midnight. I didn't need her love to find mine. How'd I miss that for so long? Sometimes I wonder what she's doing. Is she still posting about her girls? Still playing perfect mom to them? I don't check. I don't need to. That's her life, not mine. I heard through a friend she's quieter now, less showy online. Maybe the box got to her. Maybe she's staring at that letter, realizing what she threw away. Or maybe she's moved on, same as me. Either way, it's not my problem. Now I'm writing my own. Last night, Ethan and I were on the couch, some bad reality show droning in the background. He was half asleep, head on my shoulder, and I just felt it. Peace. Not the loud kind, not fireworks or big wins, the quiet kind, where you know you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You good? He mumbled, eyes still closed. I smiled, ruffling his hair. Better than good, I said. And I meant it. I thought of her letter one last time, those words, strong, not love. They weren't a curse anymore, they were just hers, not mine. I'd taken them back, turned them into something new. Strong. Loved. Me. If I could go back, would I change it? The wedding, the chair, the box? I don't think so. It hurt. God, it hurt. But it got me here, to this moment, this life. I'm not saying it's perfect. Bills pile up. I burn toast. Ethan snores. But it's mine, and I love it. I love me. That's the win, right? Not her regret, not her tears. Just me, standing tall, no shadows left to dodge. I glance at the clock, closing time soon. I'll lock up, head home, maybe cook something terrible with Ethan laughing at me, and she won't be there. Not in my head, not in my heart. I used to think I needed her to feel whole. Turns out I only needed to let her go. So I did, and if you're reading this, wondering if you can do it too, cut out the ones who hurt you. Choose yourself. It's raw, but it's worth it. Trust me, I'm living proof. If this hit close to home, hit subscribe, drop a comment, and let's talk. I'm here. I listen.